Hi, this is Kelli O'Hara, and I am here to answer your questions, so they better be good. Andy, I love singing every song in South Pacific. Every night something new happens, but because of Danny Burstein, because he's just so funny, I think Honey Bun is my most kind of enjoyable experience every night. Let me tell you something, Cherry, about being naked on stage. The first couple of times when all the crew guys have come over to the side so that they can get a peek, it's pretty darn scary. But after a while, it becomes incredibly liberating, and I didn't mind it at all, and the air felt quite nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am so excited, Kelli, to be having a baby. I've been wanting this for a long time. My husband and I are so excited. I do have some baby names, but I'm not going to tell you, but you'll find out in about 5.5 months. Now, Jerry, of course I'm going to say, you know, like Christy Brinkley or somebody like that, because what, you know, or Reese Witherspoon or Renee Zellweger or something like that. But you know what? Whoever just has sincerity in heart, if anyone was ever going to play me in a movie, which I won't hold my breath, I would just want somebody with some honesty and a good heart. Jane, I would have not only not made the top 12 in American Idol, I would have been sent home on the very first audition with laughter, because I probably would have chosen to sing Trees on the Mountain, you know, from Susanna the Opera or something, and made a ridiculous fool of myself because I'm not a pop singer, but I certainly enjoy watching it. Meg, this is a really a soft spot for me right now, pregnancy cravings. Yes, oh my gosh, yes. Pasta, all of my kid comfort foods, peanut butter, crazy Chef Boyardee things that I'm not allowing myself to have, believe it or not. But you do get a little weird, and I actually do want pickles. Who knew? That's a great question, Kathy. I went to prom with my high school boyfriend. His name was Danny Hobson. He was adorable. We worked together at his family restaurant called Hobby's Hoagies. And we went to prom together. I wore a short, halter-top white dress with little sparkles. And I had white gloves on, and my hair was on an updo, and I had little white sparkly things in it. It was probably very 90s and not in style anymore at all. But it was a blast. I had a blast at my prom. Tommy, I actually have a lot of movies that I love a lot, and but there's just this one movie that I really always go back to because it makes me cry, it makes me laugh, and it's very simple, and that's The Goodbye Girl with Marcia Mason and Richard Dreyfuss. I've been watching it my whole life. For some reason, it's about New York, and when I was growing up, I imagined that I would live in New York too, so I love it. It's a great movie. Guilty pleasures, Carolyn. Well, I happen to love food, and so I like pasta with meatballs. That's my one guilt. That's one of them. Another one is anything on the Food Network. Watching the Food Network. Top Chef is on Bravo, but I watch Top Chef too. So any kind of, I don't know if those are guilty pleasures, but if you're just going to sit in front of your TV like a couch potato, I sometimes feel guilty about that. That's what I'm doing, is watching the Food Network, which makes me then go up and go to the kitchen to get more food. And my last one would be Oreos. I could have gotten the same dressing room, Leah, but I chose not to, and I'll tell you why. Because the stage door used to be on the other side, and I couldn't take naps because everybody would be walking in. So I moved to the other side, and now the stage door has changed to the other side, so I have the same problem. But I love my dressing room anyway. It's fine. Julie. Well, I have to say that maybe being naked and drag. No, that is not my favorite costume at all. I loved actually the period costumes with the corsets and the big gowns. I just loved those. There was something so so grand about them. I wore those in Jekyll and Hyde and in Dracula, and you know, in older musicals that I did in college and things like that. Well, right now, actually, someone gave me a Stan Getz, the original Girl from Ipanema album, which I'm such a nerd, but I'm like, I mean, I love to listen to that when I'm just trying to calm down, but I really like to listen to Al Green. Al Green's greatest hits. Okay. Hands off, Annie. Back off. No, I'm kidding. I am not kidding, but actually, Greg is a cutie, you're right, and he's wonderful, and my favorite thing about Greg is that he is the best man I've ever known. He is the most honest and just sincere and genuine person, and he loves life. I've never known anybody who loves life as much as he does. He's a free spirit. I think he was, this is his first time here on Earth, you know, if you believe in going back. He's brand new. He's just a free spirit. I do have an audition horror story, actually. It was the same story that is my favorite story. So it was a horror story, but then it ended up getting me the job, which is when I auditioned for a musical called Sweet Smell of Success that was on Broadway about 6 or 7 years ago. I kind of forced my way into the room because I didn't have an audition, and it was on their lunch break, and I didn't know who the men were in the room because I'm stupid, and it was Marvin Hamlish and Nick Heitner and Craig Cornelia, and I didn't know who any of them were. And so, therefore, I didn't know that when Marvin sat down at the piano to play for me that he wasn't just the pianist. And I snapped my fingers at him and told him to hurry, to speed it up. He was going too slow, and many things like that happened in the course of that audition, but little did I know that kind of made them laugh, and they thought that was cute. So I got a call back, and then I got the job. Allison, it's good to be from Oklahoma, and I think that when we're from Oklahoma, we watch a lot of old-fashioned musicals like Rodgers and Hammerstein and things like that, and I really appreciate that I had those because I loved being inspired by the ingenues of the time, Julie Andrews and Shirley Jones. Those were really the women who inspired me as a kid, you know, and then as I got older and I learned about, you know, Sondheim, and so Bernadette Peters and different people that were and Patti LuPone and that were doing the more contemporary things. I was also inspired by them. But I think kind of a good base were those old-fashioned musicals where it was that original reason why we all fell in love with musical theater in the first place. Those women. Julie Andrews is a huge inspiration for me. Ben, did you know that in college I played the Queen of the Night in a production of The Magic Flute that we did? So I would have to say that as performed, an F was my highest note as a coloratura soprano. It's getting a little lower these days when I'm doing things like South Pacific, but I'll always shoot for that F or F sharp. My dressing room is very kind of special to me. I get it all decorated with things from the time of the show so I can feel that world. And right now, what's really special to me in my South Pacific dressing room are old pictures of my grandmother and my aunt Tootie, who are from Arkansas, who are my Nellie Forbushes in real life. Those pictures of them in the 1940s remind me of what a woman would have been like in that day, and I can look at them every night and not only feel close to them, but also think of how I want Nellie Forbush to be. You know, Jeff, all the songs on the album are so different. It's so eclectic, and I know that, and so it's hard to actually pick a favorite, but I should probably say, I don't listen to it that much, but in recording it, All the Way was my very favorite moment in the entire recording process, because it's not that I didn't love the huge orchestra or playing with the quartet, you know, just a foursome, but All the Way was just me and just Harry at the piano, and it was improv. We only did 2 takes of it, and with no punching or no fixes. It was just one little shot at it to try to get a feeling and emotion out of it. And he gave me one little piece of advice. He said, think of Greg, and then we recorded it again, and that's the one that's on the album. And that means to me that it meant the most to me at the time. Absolutely, Salvatore, I would love to do another show with Harry. We've talked about it, you know, ideas have bounced around. He was going to come do a show, there was really no part for me in it, and he's going to, I don't know what his plans are, but I know that we'd love to work together again. It'll just depend on if something comes up that's exciting enough. The only thing I can tell you is that those people behind the table want you to be their answer. They actually want you to be the best. So to be intimidated by them is to kind of put your own block in there. You need to realize that they're done watching 1,000 people come in the door and saying, you know, there's 16 bars. They actually think, maybe it's going to be the next one and then we can all go home. I'm tired. So when you walk in the door, they're actually rooting for you. And so go in and give them everything you've got, and with absolute confidence, and if it's right for you, you'll have it. Caroline, you know, people always ask me if I want to do My Fair Lady again, because I do, because I think Eliza's one of the best female roles written ever, but I also think they really got it right on Henry Higgins. I think he's so smart and so simple and so wise, and I mean, you know, kind of messed up in a way, but that's what makes him so wonderful. And so when I get a little older, I hope to cut my hair and, you know, look distinguished and maybe wear a little sweater vest or something and get a chance to play Henry Higgins. I've grown accustomed to our fears. In 5 years, I hope to have had another great show on my record, you know, that I really enjoyed doing, that people enjoyed watching, and to be doing more concerts, to be raising a 4.5-year-old baby, a child, and maybe another, who knows, but to be living my life in a comfortable way, but to be very, very active on Broadway. I love this business, and I don't want to leave it. You guys, thank you so much for sending questions in to me. It's been a lot of fun answering them. Come see me in South Pacific before I leave. I leave on March 7th. I'm really sad about it, but I might be coming back in the fall. So, but come before that, and I'll see you around.